Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can get a better understanding. Yeah.
Click next to that. No. Go where the arrow is.
Oh, okay.
And go to that word.
Right here. Okay.
So that's the actual word.
Okay. Yeah.
Strong's G 3834. Panorgia.
All right. The word there's craftiness, cunning, a species of false wisdom. A species of false wisdom. In a good sense, prudence. In a good sense, prudence, skill in undertaking and carrying on affairs. Well, now you notice it says in a good sense, prudence, skill, and in undertaking and carrying of affairs. So you can have be cunning in righteousness, and you can be cunning in wickedness. All right, that's why it says in a good sense. Right, so that's Nate, Bubble Eye Blackfish, Gehenna, the whole lot. They're cunning in wickedness. And they're really only fooling the minds of the weak minds. That's why the scriptures speak about that.
He said, I caught you with deceit, with guile. In other words, he used guile to trick them into getting into the truth. So that's in a good sense. These guys are using it in a negative sense, all right?
Yeah, and again, it is written, deceivers and yet true, right, exactly. Because a lot of people think we deceive people. And then also the scriptures say by evil report and good report, because you got a lot of people that talk bad about us, but then you got a lot of people that talk good about us. The same thing with Yahweh Shai. When they had the consensus among the people, oh, he's a good man. Some of them said he's a good man. Some of them said he's an evil man. So that's what you're going to get when you're in this truth. Now, everybody ain't going to like you, man. All right? It says, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Let's look up deceive. No. You know what? Let's lie in wait. Yeah, that's the spirit. Let's look up the word lie in wait. Lie in wait. Get all the meat off that bone.
Strong's G 3180. Methodia.
You know what? A word should click in your mind. Method. All right? Cunning arts. Deceit. Craft. Trickery. There's a movie called The Craft. All right? Witchcraft. You get the word witchcraft. Cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery.
Yeah, like that's what a con man does. A con man has a game and he plays over and over again. He plays that and he masters it because he does it over and over again. Just like the international bankers, just like the Rothschilds. They've been playing this game going back to the 1700s, the late to mid 1700s, man. And now people are finding out about this game. All right? So the game ain't working like it's supposed to work. So now Gehenna, he's playing that game. And Nate is playing that game. And the rest of those guys are playing that game. That's why, like I said, when you watch Nate in this video, you go back to the first or second part of the video, you're going to see him having one of the brothers read the scripture in Deuteronomy 20, the 22nd chapter, in the 28th verse to the 29th verse. And he basically jumps over words, and then he makes a statement, get the fullness out of it, or something to that effect. But he didn't get the fullness of it, and none of them people in the audience, in the class, even said nothing, even questioned him. And then you got Yahweh Sap sitting there that was in the school for about as long as he was, and he ain't said nothing, man. So that shows you all those guys are phony, man. All those guys are phony. They don't question nothing. And you know us, you know our manner, our way that we do things. We cover everything, man. We cover every word. We go into every word. We check the word out. We go to the Hebrew, the Greek. We check out everything. We don't just go over it one time. We go into it, man. And y'all know that, man. Y'all know that. When it comes to going into depth into the scriptures, there's only one group that fits that. Us. That's us. GMS. Yeah, well, that's what you got to go into etymology. That's how you understand words. That's why you got clowns in the churches reading Mary never had sex with Joseph, because they come across the word virgin and they don't go deep. You know?
Because they ain't got no passion. Yeah, John 5:39, search the scriptures. Yep, that's right. The last word is deceive. Oh, by the way, this guy, Eustace Mullins, which is probably one of the, outside of us, one of the greatest researchers, he said, look, the international bankers are not prolific. They're not smart. He said they just have a formula that they stick to over and over again. And the majority of people, they're dumbed down anyway. So they're not too bright, so, you know, the bankers have their way with them.
You didn't learn nothing. You know, when I started really getting deep, I ain't learned shit in high school, man. The only thing you learn in high school is how to read, and then they call it the 3 R's, right? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. First of all, reading starts with an R. Writing starts with a W. Arithmetic starts with an A. So how the fuck you gonna say the 3 R's? And then nobody questions that shit, man. You Americans got to be the dumbest society that ever was set up, man. You got out of, like they had a thing on. They were going into a suicide among the military men that went over there to Iraq and Afghanistan. You know what they got it down to? Every day, 18 military guys that come home commit suicide. They're not talking about the ones that commit suicide over there. Oh, well, this Arab got him. But a lot of them commit suicide over there, man. A lot of those GIs are raping the women out there, you know. A lot of these, there was a story years ago where the women, when they had the latrines on the outside. They showed you that in the movie Platoon, and they do the same thing. When they're in the desert, they got latrines, which are like wooden houses where you go to the bathroom, but you got to leave the barracks to walk, because you don't want to smell that funk. So it might be a half a mile away. Now the women, when they want to go to the bathroom, they hold it until the next day, because if they go out there, you have GIs that'll grab them up and rape them. I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm talking about U.S. Soldiers. So a lot of these women are all messed up. Well, you had no business going there in the first place. But a lot of you men, GIs, you soldiers, when you come back, you commit suicide, man. You lose an arm, you lose a leg. You might have not lost anything, but you lost your damn mind. So you wind up committing suicide, man. And they said that it's up to 18 in the States. When they come home, it's up to 18 a day. In 10 days, that's 180. In 30 days, that's what? 18 times 3 is what? About 500 some odd. Help me out. 500 and something. So you're talking about 500 some odd soldiers are committing suicide. There's more soldiers have died committing suicide in the States than dying over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, man. And then as soon as this clown Barack Obama brought back the troops, what happened? You had a bunch of damn terrorist attacks. As soon, the last 9 GIs was leaving. As soon as your ass left, terrorist attacks all over. So all that 9 years being over there in Iraq was for nothing. Was for nothing. You didn't put a dent on the war, on that fake war called the war against terrorism. Now you're warring against the United States people. What is that called? The DNAA, the detention. What's it called? The detention. Damn, I can't think of the acronym. DDA. No, not DDAA. Anyway, it's up on the web. Basically, it's dealing with the detention camps over here in America.